Zombies or something.
And we are live. Yep, we're going live. MC Plays is rolling.
And this episode is entitled Reclaiming Asterios from the Hypnotized Space. Wait, I think he can hear us.
Of course, no.
Oh, he can hear us now. Okay, that was a fast mission. We saved him with the power of Musicoin.
Man.
How are we doing, Asterios? You all right?
Hello, Asterios.
Hello. Hello, guys.
Hey,
nice to meet you.
You just took trance music literally.
Well, peace and love, everyone. We are live. MC Plays is back again. Episode 8, and we got 2 special guests on the show today. Two.
Double trouble,
because look, this is going to be very powerful. We got a brother by the name of Joe Moocha.
Yeah,
let's welcome Joe Moocha. And he is a DJ, music producer, radio host on Pirate Radio. And he put together his first documentary that we are going to check out with East African Records. And he's also here to learn more about Musicoin and what MC Plays and Musicoin is all about. And then we also got another special guest, which is also the Musicoin Global Ambassador. He's also a pianist, jazz pianist.
Did you say pianist?
Pianist.
Are you a pianist?
We're not even 10 minutes in, and Flo got a new granny for the most created word that he just created. He added syllables. Like, he got syllables to spit. Forget a pianist.
Yeah, man. I'm a panelist and a pianist. Super.
You can book. He's like, please give me the next question.
I was waiting for you to do his whole name though. Surely you got to introduce him using his whole name.
We got Asterios Papastamatakis.
Oh yeah, man, you got it.
In the building.
we just call him AP for short, yeah.
AP, I like that. Let's do that.
That's not too bad.
That's not too bad. We definitely gonna call our brother AP in the building.
Yeah, man.
All right, let's see how many coins we could get for Asterios right now.
Yes,
let's watch some followers go up too.
Yes. He's also a Musicoin artist. This is gonna be an amazing show. So we wanna since we got two guests, we definitely want to get right into it. Get right into the information and let's put this show on. How you guys feeling today?
Nice, guy. Nice. I'm feeling hot in Greece and I had to wear a jacket, t-shirt. Because usually I'm not, you know that.
Self-suffice, what's going on in your neighborhood?
Couple things. Number one, rest in peace to Aretha Franklin.
Yes,
the singer. And I went to see Anita Baker. It's her farewell tour. So this is her last performance I saw last night. And Anita Baker and Aretha, 2 powerful women of color that I feel like influence a lot of people's sounds today, whether they know it or not. And just messages of being, it reminded me like today people are trolling and saying negative messages and getting shock value and clout chasing and grow their followers and their money, right? And it reminds me, even back then, for these 2 women of color that tend to be like the most oppressed type of group you have, they're always being told what to do, how religious to be, how to be decent. And at the same time, they're always being encouraged to be overly sexual and so forth. And Aretha and Anita were both 2 women that just like were so super talented with their music and their voice and their love of their fans and of their gift, that they attract more people and more money and more love than the most like spammy shock value type artists of the day. So that re-inspired me as someone who feels like like a lot of people on Musicoin, we're using technology, we're using music to really reach people in a more positive way. It's not just like an entertainment thing alone. You know what I mean?
Well, it was her voice as well. She had a pure voice, didn't she? Like Aretha, like, yeah. So
yeah, and that's the thing. Like, you can't just be like, hey, I'm positive and you suck as an artist. Like, her voice, she's 60 years old, and her voice right now is explosive and smooth, not a crack in it. And it's embarrassing to a lot of younger artists that, like, it shows if you have a worthy cause, you have to be 10 times as worthy with your talent and your skill. And she rocked that show for 2 hours straight, and we wanted more. You know what I mean? Yeah. The whole crowd wanted more. So that being said, I do want to take a moment of silence for Aretha. And I also want to honor that there are many people alive today who aren't getting promoted the most, or the most shocking, or the most sex, drugs, and violence, but have to be even better on tip top of their game and are just amazing artists. That I really respect everyone who's devoted their life to becoming a better artist, instead of like Neil's saying, instead of just being positive or having a worthy goal, who devote your life to being like Anita. Like, any of her tracks today, I would rather listen to than half of the stuff on the radio. And these are tracks from 30 years ago, but they still...
She was militant. She was militant, though, Aretha Franklin. You know, she posted bail for Angela Davis, you know, back in the late 60s, you know, Black Panthers, you know, she posted bail, you know, she weren't fucking about, you know.
That's right.
Yeah, you wouldn't fuck with Aretha.
She was one of those women out of the church where it was a big deal for her to do so-called secular music.
Yeah.
For her, spirituality didn't just need to be in the church, right? And she introduced people to the concept of, if we're so spiritual and so loving, then why aren't we relating to the rest of the world? Why are we containing spirituality in this building or in this neighborhood? You know what I mean? So I think I just want to shout out sisters and women who do that very often. You know, there's men who do that as well, but a lot of times I feel it's good for us as men to show appreciation to them. So thank you to all of them who are still doing it, and those who are not here. I feel like we honor their memories when we do a good job as artists.
Yes, she set the tone, you know, for that, you know, for that soul, that sound of that touches the soul, you know. Man, appreciate that, man. That was very much needed. You know, everybody don't know, you know, like you said, the history and how deep this all goes and how legendary, you know, some of these artists, the artists that we have that has come up through this music industry and have touched so many people, you know, souls, lives, uplifted people, you know, and that's what we have the opportunity to do here. We got two powerful special guests that's also doing great work with people. Shout out to Joe Moocha. And we're going to get into what he's doing in East Africa with East African Records, you know. But first, let's get started with well, first let me holler at our London family. How it is out there in London. I can't forget about y'all.
Don't forget South London. How can you forget
London?
South London.
Yeah.
South London.
Yeah. Joe's from the other side of the river, but I've got him south for the show, man. He's like,
you're the south.
He's come across the border, yeah. So he's got his, you know, he's had to come protected. I've covered him. He's protected because he's like, you know. All right, but yeah, we're all good, man. We're all good. Yeah.
All good. Asterios.
Yeah, man.
How you feeling? Now, you said you hot out there. One thing we definitely want to get into is, you know, your specialty, you know, your music background, a little bit about your music background, and yes, transition into, you know, how you got into Musicoin and becoming a Musicoin ambassador.
Okay, man. First of all, I want to say to you that I'm not so fluent in English as you are, guys. So maybe I'll start sometimes.
You're probably more fluent. That's probably the embarrassment. You know? You're probably more fluent. You know.
Hey, you don't mess up English words like I mess up and I speak it.
Well, two of us speak American.
I will always remember the piano list. It's great.
Exactly, yeah, you know that.
Exactly, you came to the right place to not speak English, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm a piano player. I studied classical music since until I was 19 years old. And then I went to the States, to Berklee College of Music for 4 years to study arranging. And yeah, I see all the information. I don't want to say all this.
Yeah, I wanted to show people the profile so they can know to go and follow you as you was explaining, you know.
Okay, super, super. Thank you. So I came back to Greece and started playing gigs like everybody, every like musician. I mean, I was lucky because I started playing a lot of gigs in that time, from 1996 that I came back to Greece.
There we go. That's give us that history, you know. Look, we got the youth that's born in the 2000s that think the 1990s is like ancient times.
Man,
not here you haven't. Yeah.
Back then we didn't have anything. Like there wasn't any internet or anything.
Yeah.
So whatever we had, we didn't have ready transcriptions. You wanted to play something, you had to listen to it and try to play it, you know, on the keys.
Yeah.
So I played like 2-3 years with a funky band playing James Brown. That's how I got to, you know, like.
Oh, really? Wow.
I learned to play music basically from gigs, not from studying at my house.
Yeah, but that's the way, isn't it? That's the best way. Yeah.
Now that I'm 45 and I see back my life, yeah, that's the only way. But back then you didn't know what's going on or if what you're doing is right or not.
Sure.
Right. It was just the flow. You go with that flow, you know?
Just the flow and the money, because we're getting a lot of money back then. Now we're not getting any money.
So did you travel with these bands? You traveled
all around Greece.
All around Greece?
Back then, I remember a time, you know, there was so many money around that every summer we will have like a beer supporting us or a whiskey or something. And we go like 3 months tour with Amstel Gold, and we were getting money for food and drink every day, plus money for the gig. And we were traveling all around Greece, just playing James Brown.
Wow. Wow.
And the thing is that one time we had to back up Bacardi, so nobody liked Bacardi, and we couldn't fucking drink Bacardi. We had to drink Bacardi.
Wow.
What?
You know?
Yeah.
That's
so
right there.
I played 2 years with a Latin band with Cuban guys. I thought I knew how to play Latin, but when I played with the Cuban guys, I was like I found out that I don't know anything.
Yeah.
So you had to relearn all over again, in a sense.
That's what you want, though, isn't it? As a musician, you want that challenge or to up your game. It forces you to up your game. Or, do you know what I mean?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. And when I say to my students, is like, if you want to learn a music, you have to play the music with the people that play that music.
Yeah.
If you want to
better than you as well. Yeah.
If you want to learn to play Latin, you have to play with Cuban guys.
Yeah.
And if you want to learn to play jazz, go to New York. Don't go to, where are you gonna play jazz?
Yeah.
If you want to learn blues, go to Mississippi or
Chicago.
New Orleans or something.
Yeah.
Take notes, youth. Take notes. No, take notes.
So then, what's the deal with the internet connecting people? Is the internet connecting people to Mississippi? Is the internet connecting people to Greece who normally couldn't get there? Or is the internet making people more lazy and just feeling like,
I have it. Yeah.
I
know exactly what you mean. And I have the question because I see that every day. When first I discovered YouTube, I was amazed because I could find every music video I wanted to see in my life that I wouldn't be able to see. I could see live shows, and transcribe like, I wanted a Miles Davis concert. So I would see it, download it, transcribe whatever I wanted. And then with the internet, slowly, you could find transcriptions from others. It was a big help because before 2000, I couldn't find anything. The thing is, in the students nowadays, you say to them, okay, you have to do a transcription of something.
Yep.
They say to me, it's difficult or I don't have time. And I said to them, man, it's easy. You can find it in the internet, ready. You just have to read it. Okay, I'll try. And then they come to you and they say to you, I couldn't find it. And then I type it in 2 minutes, I'm finding it. And I said to them, like, or you're stupid or you're so fucking lazy.
Yeah. That's the lazy part that kicks in.
That's the lazy husband.
Yeah, maybe the ideal combination.
It makes me think of a calculator, you know, like as time moves forward, we have all this technology and people go, oh, I got the answer to this. You know, I got the answer to this. I got the answer to this. Yeah. And then you take away the calculator and they're like, don't know how to do 2 + 2 anymore. But even worse, like you're saying, it's getting to the point where even if you give them the calculator, like if
they don't know how to use it,
stuck, or like the calculator takes a second, they're like, oh, this calculator doesn't work. I can't get the answer. And it's like, what?
Just Google it. Yeah. We sound like old men here, though, but yeah, you just Google it. Yeah, what's 2 + 2? Oh, what's Google saying?
That's exactly the thing. This is the worst thing that internet does to you. It's like I see the kids. They say to you, "I don't have to learn anything because if I need something, I can Google it."
Yeah.
So I don't have to know.
I'll debate Neil because we tend to debate on things, but like I'll debate Neil on the old man thing because I know. When I was a kid, there were some kids that was like more into the street involvement. And there was some kids that would like go to the library if they didn't have a book and spend hours learning something. You know what I mean? And this was in the hood. You know what I mean? In the hood, you always had people like, and we are probably examples of that. So, and then some of in my neighborhood and in the schools and the kids I mentioned, I see the same thing. There's kids now who know like Slick Rick and Dougie Fresh. Like when I ask them about hip hop, I want to be obnoxious. You know, I want to be like, y'all kids don't know. And they know these lines better than me. So I'm getting a little bit too comfortable with like, oh, kids don't know. And I got to go do my history and step up my game. So I think it's just a matter again of like being aware, like whether you're older or younger, some people take it seriously. If you value the thing, you got to take it seriously. And if you don't value the thing, you're going to always find some excuses why you couldn't figure it out.
Well, I think the thing is as well, you've got YouTube there. Yeah, it is weird. I actually allow loads of my students to use YouTube for certain things, you know. In the old-fashioned way, you'd be like, no, you can't go on YouTube. But for this, if they're learning stuff, I'm cool with that. But then there was, what that means, though, you have to adapt how you teach people because, if you can watch a YouTube video and you can see some technical thing how to do something. So that means you might have to adapt your teaching style. You teach in a different way. You know, maybe there's more practical stuff, but there's a different way of teaching. So you do have to adapt to the way that people learn now. Like you said, there is so much information out there. It's absolutely brilliant. Like Asterios was saying, you know, now, like years ago, there's certain breaks talking about old school hip hop and funk. I took 20 years to find out what they were. Like now you could literally just Google who someone was.
Right.
Certain breaks. I was literally like, I remember there's one break, Hot Wheels, The Chase, off this like early 70s blaxploitation soundtrack. I heard that in the early 80s, and I didn't find out what it was until about 97 or something. It took me like 15 years. I found out. I was like, fucking hell! I finally found out what this holy grail breakbeat is. You know, now it's like 20 seconds on Google. There you go. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't play it too long before we get copyright.
Didn't get to the break bit. The break was coming up. I played the wrong bit of the tune. What?
Yeah.
The needle. Yeah. Anyway, that's the one. Yeah. Good.
But with all this, so we see that, you know, how the technology, you know, can have its negative effects and positive effects. And, you know, we are now, you know, ambassadors of a newer technology, right? So, Asterios, how did you get into the newer technology, even now seeing how the older the internet technology was doing its negative deeds to the youth?
Basically, I don't know exactly. I mean, it just happened. I'm always connected in the internet.
Yeah.
Even like on my phone or on a laptop doing something, basically recording.
Yeah. And you see like the benefit of the platform of the newer technology. Will it be more of a benefit, or will it also, you know, have its effects of hurting?
I think it's inevitable to be in the internet. If you're not connected, you lose the next thing that's gonna happen.
Boom, boom, boom.
Like I see people or friends of mine that were in the same age, or other people that they are 30, 35, because all the young kids, they're already connected. But there are a lot of people like 30s that they say to me, oh man, I cannot deal with it, or I'm bored, or I just want to play music and blah, blah. And I know that they're going to be out of the game in 10 years. Totally out.
Yep.
Because if you don't know now what is a blockchain thing, what is the blockchain, in 10 years, you have to know another 100 things about the internet, and they will lose it at all, you know. They want, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen, but it's going so fast that I have to keep track of it every day.
Yes, and you know what? That's the key for us. That is key for, you know, us that know that we teach about, you know, the platform when we teach about hip hop and music. So we got to know still, even though we know it's evolving and it has certain effects. We saw what the internet did. But at the same time, we still have to evolve with the technology.
Of course. And the thing is that now I see, I don't know how, I mean, you remember MySpace?
Yeah.
Tom.
So I mean, we were all very excited when it came out, all the musicians and everybody not know anything. Like you see your friends in MySpace, you would go and, you know, sign in yourself too, without knowing what it is. Just because the other musician did it.
Yep.
And then, you know, it disappeared. Then YouTube came out and everybody started uploading things in YouTube. And then, you know, Spotify is out there from 2006, I think.
Yes.
If I'm not right. It took
2006 is when Spotify launched.
Really? I didn't realize it's that old. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like 12 years.
Yeah.
And now in the last 1 year and a half, we have Musicoin.
Yes.
And I know, and I read in the news that, you know, other blockchain platforms, it's inevitable that they're gonna rise and gonna be out there, because I think it's the next thing that's gonna happen to music if we talk about the music.
Talk to him. So it's like, you know that Spotify started in 2006, and now that's the streaming platform that, you know, billions of people use. And
of course,
and the next, giving Musicoin, you see the vision of Musicoin in the next, you know, 10 to 12 years being in that same position.
If all these big giants don't do something to keep themselves there, blockchain technology in general, and we're going to talk about what's the benefits of it.
Yes,
it's going to take place.
That's fact.
Their place, because most of the musicians, they are disappointed in many ways. In order to have your music out there, you have to be the promoter of yourself. There's no promoters. You have to promote your music.
Yes.
You have to be signed in 100, you know, different platforms to promote and sell your music every day, trying to sell your music.
Bunch
to
of
platforms that they take, you know, fee from music, and in the end, you don't know what exactly are you taking back.
All the middlemen.
Yeah. When the only place that we're still getting some money from our gigs is if you sell CDs in your gigs.
That's
so
true.
there's like when you play a gig, you play the gig and you take the money you're gonna take from the, you know, bar owner or you know, where you play, and plus if you sell some CDs in the end, that's it. And then the day is over, and then next day you have to do that all over again.
Isn't that the model now for music? It's like almost live is where you get paid money. If you're a band, you get paid for gigs. If you're people like me and Joe, we get paid if we DJ. It's almost like it seems to be that
sometimes you get paid.
Sometimes, yeah. So sometimes you get paid, or you have to fight to get paid, yeah. Or like, yeah. I don't know, like, yeah. I mean,
shout out to the chat. They agree. They say but it takes in some time, in some years, you know, it definitely will, you know, be bigger, or if not bigger, but as big as the new streaming platforms that we're using now. See, we're like literally in the beginning of this, you know, new blockchain technology, and we're learning, you know, how this is all going to unfold as it's unfolding, you know.
Yeah.
And that's one things that we will be able to tell as, you know, these years go on, man. We'll be able to walk people through, you know, every step that we've been through, just like we have the vets that came up through, you know, the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s. You know, you have people that took over in the 2000s with the new internet. Now it's the blockchain time, you know. It's blockchain time. So what do you see like the benefits, you know, and or your key points that you would like to make about Musicoin and the blockchain technology?
Okay, I will say first, the most easy thing that the most easy reason, the best reason that I could explain to a 5-year-old or my mother is, I know that in the future, and I hope that that's going to be happening soon, Musicoin will incorporate video too. I don't know when that's going to happen. I don't care when it's going to happen. I mean, you know, it's going to happen when it's going to happen.
Right.
But I have in my YouTube channel 800,000 views. Okay, all these years. I've taken from the ads $200 at maximum until $250 in 10 years with 800,000 views.
Wow.
And in the end, like some months ago, I got this message in the mail that everybody got, that because I don't have, I think, more, I don't have 4,000 hours of people in my videos, I'm not eligible for ads.
Right. Yeah.
So I cannot monetize my video anymore. So why do I have my videos there?
Right.
Why, if Musicoin platform as a platform had we had the possibility to upload our videos too, so somebody would watch our video would get one Musicoin, I'd prefer to take that deal.
Yeah,
that's a fact. That's a fact. Even with the streaming itself, you know, just even with the music, you're getting paid directly, you know, and you don't have to wait for any of the middlemen or the platform to pay you out. It pays you out directly into your wallet with the stream.
And you see that, and basically people, we live in an era that everybody wants something to happen now, and that's wrong, because when you do something, you have to, it's my opinion, that you have to think long term. I don't care how much I'm getting now in real money, like the money that we use in my country, it's euro. Maybe in the United States, it's dollars. I don't care about that.
Yeah,
I care about the value of the long-term value of the product that I'm getting out there. So if I have 283 videos in YouTube, my YouTube channel.
Wow.
That's work.
Why to have them? Yeah, it's 10 years uploading videos. So I have to download them, so I keep them, because I don't have them, because I'm so stupid. I always, the files is so big when I create them, and then I delete the files because I have it in YouTube. That's wrong thinking, because if YouTube tomorrow says to everybody bye-bye, I don't have my videos.
Yeah, you should download them all. You should download them all, man.
You know what I mean?
Rip your own videos. Yeah.
Can you imagine if I have 280 videos uploaded in Musicoin video channel, let's say?
Yeah.
At least every day we'll get some coins. And then
I think there's two issues that artists are up against. Number one, like you say, people want the results right away, right? They want to get paid right away. They want to do something and then get paid right away. But on the other hand, and I want to know what y'all think, especially in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the chat because it's active right now. The other thing is people want to follow what everybody else is doing, quote, everybody else, which usually means the loudest voices, the most promoted voices, the most commercial voices, what they're doing, right? People want to get seen on whatever the most commercial thing. So what do you think is more important? People wanting to get results right away, or people want to do what's commercial right away? I would think it's results in money right away. And I would think that's almost like a big impulse that defies what you're talking about, patience, long-term thinking. But here's the thing. I'm on all the music platforms, right?
Right.
They all take 4 to 8 months to pay money.
Yes.
Musicoin is the only one that pays me today.
Yes.
People, every day I get played on Musicoin, right? And my only choice is, do I want to cash out today or wait till the end of the week?
Or hold long term. Those are the 3 choices.
And yet, what do you have people saying? You have people saying, oh, Spotify, Apple Music, You know what I mean? I'm on those too. I'm on those too. But if I want to get paid, my first choice is Musicoin. So is it really people trying to go for the instant pay and immediate work right now? Or is it really they are so more caught up in what's commercial and what everybody's talking about, to the point where they will actually wait 4 to 8 months and keep talking about the popular mainstream stuff rather than get paid right now and get paid more money when you really think about it?
You're absolutely right.
Blows my mind. What do y'all think?
No, that's a great point. That's a great point. I think that's what we need to narrow the conversation down to, you know, like when it comes to comparing each of the different platforms, you know, it's like, which one actually benefits you right now with your music, with your podcast, with your, you know, with your record label? What is going to benefit the artist and the fans right now? And you can narrow it down to the blockchain and Musicoin.
I heard an interesting idea actually the other day that's related to some of the streaming platforms, because people were talking about like hip hop and how there's like still got that there's like a certain hip hop's current sound, that 808 booming retro sort of sounds. And someone was saying, it was quite an interesting point, that a lot of people, the way they listen to music now, they listen to playlists on Spotify. So the big thing to earn money out of music was to get your tune onto like a playlist. All right. So the way to get your playlist on like a hip hop playlist was to make your tune almost sound in the style that would go on I want to hear some commercial hip hop playlist or whatever you want to call it. They're going to use that 808 sound. They're going to create this sound because that goes on the playlist, because that gets the streams. Then they're less, I don't know what you guys think as obviously hip hop artists out there, but that was almost, you know, they were actually going, well, they want to do it in a certain way, because to do some weird out there Wu-Tang style hip hop or some really out there new style of hip hop, it's not going to get you on those streaming platforms. You're just going to be the little outlier that doesn't fit into the monetizing thing. I don't know if I explained that well, but
that's one answer to the question, and that answer leans in the direction of people are more concerned with what commercial popular people are doing than even getting paid and even getting momentum.
That's why we got to be trendsetters. And we are, you know, setting, you know, new trends on the internet right now as we speak, and being a part of this blockchain technology, this movement that's growing. And we definitely just went through some good points, but it's points that tie into how we can really benefit, you know, as an artist and benefit as a whole, you know, and that actually, you know, leads us to our, you know, next segment of the show, which is with our brother Joe Moocha. And we want to get into, you know, what he's doing and how he's tapped into the East African records. Let me show his profile, because I want you guys to go follow him on Musicoin. He has a Musicoin profile.
Go up. How many followers does he have right now?
Got 10. Just hit.
He only joined the other day, by the way. He's not been on here 5 years. Just so. Yeah.
Okay, so he's got what's his profile name again?
DJ
Moocha. And if you like coffee, just think of mocha. But
a lot of people getting mixed up, believe me.
Yeah.
Or if you like
mocha with extra moo.
Or if you like Spanish, just think of mucha.
You're gonna drop a freestyle, self-suffice. I can hear it coming, man.
Hey.
I said The rhymes dropping down straight from heaven, like cow milk from heaven and coffee, representing with no caffeine. But the thing is that when you battle me, it just went from who he's following to number 11. It started out with 10 representing. Now we got the piano and the keyboard, and I'm minting. I'm not even saying anything, but in my mind, it's many things. We winning, it's many springs. So you got to take the positive with the negative. I'm going to keep it brief like this, but I got more breath to give.
Yeah. Yo, freestyle. Oh, can you show the key? Can you show the key?
Upload that now. See if we can have $100 by the end of the show.
Yeah, let's see those keys.
Let's get streaming, man. Let's earn some money.
DJ Moocha just got another tip. Nice. Exclusive with Asterios. Self-suffice.
Lovely.
Man, listen, that was powerful. No, that's what we talking about. That's why this show is so unique, so fun. we just could go in with our talents. You don't even know.
Yeah.
But also DJ Moocha do his thing. Could we play one of your old tracks?
Hold up. Scroll back up so the people can see. Okay. It says We Buy Gold.
Oh yeah, that's one of the labels that released one of my tunes. Yeah. Yeah.
What is behind that name? We Buy Gold.
Well, it's actually like a bunch of guys in London who I think it started off as more of a night, you know, a club night. We Buy Gold, and then they've sort of evolved into a label. They've had 3 releases. They play a lot of quite experimental sort of dance music, I guess.
Okay.
Like a lot of.
Do you know what Juke is? Do you know what Juke is?
Juke.
Like, yeah. Do you know what Juke is? It's an American music, mate. Yeah,
Juke, yeah.
From Chicago. It's from the ghettos of Chicago.
Yeah.
It's fast, 160 BPM, like 808.
Yeah, I got a lot of people in Chi-Town.
Mate, ask them about the Juke. Like, what's it about? Footwork.
Footwork.
Yeah, the dancing is mental. But
I can't
do the footwork that label. Yeah, because you see it all over London in the
really?
Yeah, well, We Buy Gold is like a pawn shop.
Not
you know,
different style.
No, not porn. PORN, PAWN. You know, like I don't know what you call it in the States now.
Yeah, we call it a pawn shop too.
There you go, then. Yeah.
That's what's funny because
we buy gold.
That's what it's in America too. They always say we buy gold. So I thought I didn't know if it was an interesting metaphor for music being gold or for like people who are giving up on the industry, and then this label picks them up like someone's giving up on their gold, but they can make some money off it.
I guess it could be.
If you want it to be. I mean, I think it's just like. I think it's just a ghetto fucking sign you see.
I never really giving up on your music career. Check out DJ Moocha. They buy gold. That
wasn't something that I was part of. You know, they just asked me to. They just released one of my tunes. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
that was one of the labels that I was involved with.
So you have music released, you know, with multiple record labels.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, they're all pretty. None of them are particularly like on a particularly high up level, but you know, it's all part of the sort of underground UK scene, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, you're sitting right next to the underground king, of course.
Yeah.
We know you talking about underground.
Yeah, Joe's from a similar background to me. Dirty warehouses and like illegal parties and pirate radio and all sorts of craziness.
Yeah, that's basically how, you know, I got my how I started really was playing on pirate stations and illegal warehouse parties, which was the main thing. You know, it's been a main thing that's gone on into the 90s, you know, well before that even, you know.
80s, mate. I was there in the 80s, mate. Yeah.
But for me, the 90s was when I got involved in it, you know. But you know, I know that it existed before that as well, you know. But,
yeah, most def. Now I also caught some. Well, I watched your documentary, your first documentary you put together, and East Africa with East African Records.
Sure.
And I gotta say, I love the production. I love the way it was put together. Now you say you just did this with your phone.
Yeah, it's all filmed on my phone. I mean, obviously some of the parts where I've dubbed the music on, you know, I did that in Logic. So there's parts of, I mean, all the music in it, apart from some of the live performances, is all music that I produced while I was there in Uganda. So it's just like it's like a taster for a lot of music that's going to be coming out in the next 6 months to a year.
Wow. So can you break down, you know, what exactly were you doing with this documentary here? What were you there specifically to teach or collaborate with? You know, what was the project in itself?
Yeah, sure. It's basically I've got a friend who's from the UK who moved out there. He's lived out there for 12 years, and he's married. He's got children out there and everything, and he's made his life out there. So part of his thing was he's like a DJ, and he's also involved in a lot of production of film production and stuff. So he set up the label East African Records within the last 18 months. Big shout out to DJ Scarface, aka David Cecil.
The studio that we're about to see in this documentary was set up in the last year.
Yeah, that's less than a year that they've been in that actual premises. But you know, all the artists who are involved. You know, my friend was running a nightclub out there as well for some years. So a lot of the guys, you know, he's met from them coming to perform, and there's a really brilliant, you know, underground scene there as well. Everywhere you go, you hear music, and you know, I think that was just I think the thing was with him was like, even though you hear music everywhere and there's loads of good bands and MCs and performers and everything, there's no studios there. It's really mad because of a lot of the history of what's happened politically and that in Uganda. There was a massive civil war that went on for, you know, best part of 30 years. And then when that ended, you had basically the beginning of the HIV era, which wiped out massive amount of population. So really what's happened is there's never actually been that many studios in Uganda. A lot of people go to either Rwanda or Kenya, which are the two of the neighboring countries, to record. So I think, you know, my friend his intention is to like have a decent studio like right in the center of Kampala, and basically to his thing was he paid for me to go out there, and he's paying for different producers, you know, who from around the world actually to go out there and work with the artists and try and build, you know, new types of music, and really just to try and his thing as well is like to try and monetize the whole situation, you know, so that people can. There isn't really any kind of I didn't see any record stores out there like vinyl stores, and you very rarely you don't really even see CDs, you know. It's like and people were just listening to getting all their music from the internet. Yeah. Even though the internet now is not as stable, you know, the connections aren't always as stable as what we're used to.
Do they use the internet mostly on their phones?
Yeah, mostly on the phones. Yeah.
Mostly on the phones.
But you know that I think what it is they, you know, they've like the same as what you guys are doing now. They've seen that at some point streaming's gonna become massive in all across Africa, you know.
There you go.
And I think they're trying to predict what's going to happen and put all the artists and the actual people on the ground in a good position to get the best from it before everyone else moves, all the vultures move in and take everything, which inevitably is going to happen when people smell money, you know.
Yeah.
So when you were out there, you got the sense that they're prepared to, you know, make their music digitally, get their music, you know, on worldwide platforms and things of that nature.
Definitely. I mean, this is part of what, you know, this is because obviously my mate's got connections to the UK and Europe, and this is part of it. I mean, you know, it's like trying trying to combine some of the sounds from. The other thing is all the artists are really, you know, there's a lot of, even though there's music and culture that's really deep, you know, in all them countries in East Africa and, you know, I'm guessing the rest of Africa, like people are still really influenced by what goes on in the States, in the UK. Definitely there's a lot of Jamaican influence, dancehall and all the rest of it, you know, and you know, and it's a two-way thing as well, because a lot of the, you know, like Uganda's kind of famous for, it's where the Nyabingi come from. So there's in the whole Rastafarian movement, Uganda's very important.
And I did notice that I noticed that in this documentary too, that they did reference, you know, Rastafarian and the Jamaican, like they had the whole cultural aspect, you know, tied into it. And they also spit in different languages. It was a lot of multi-talented artists, you know, that you showcased here. I want to give show a couple clips.
Yeah, let's see some clips. Yeah,
you know, because
you know Spike Lee is in London right now.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Is he?
I know he's got a new film coming out though, which is about the KKK being infiltrated by a black detective or something.
Yeah.
Word.
Which looks great. Yeah. So I think it's won some. Has it not won some? I think it's just won some prizes. New film. Yeah. Or something, but I haven't seen it. But
that's crazy. But what I was gonna say is I think it's very important that, you know, this show and this information, you know, gets back to these artists and the whole East African records, you know, so they know where to, since they're, you know, independently put their music on what platform and then get paid directly, and, you know, take it into account to utilize it for the whole community, the whole movement that they're building. So clips of the talent, because I definitely was very impressed.
A Ugandan female hip hop artist. I rap in different languages. Actually, I do flow in 4 languages. There is Luganda, English, Kiswahili, and Luo. And we keep it real for hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Nakumbuka hiyo usiku tulipatikana baadaye, uliniambia ma stories zilikuwa mob sana. You came to me for help, ulikuwa unataka hela, hata singekuwa na dough, but then your life was at stake. Niligo for loan mkubwa ya $1.5 million. Sasa umesahau, you on the run, you on the move, una hide under the cave. Why? Kwa nini umeni betray? Siwezi kutrust anymore, brother, sister. Usinyage mutu boss. 1, 2, 3, 4. Them gonna burn them. Judas Iscariot, there's no difference. Get on your knees and be a Mungu. Please nisame. Jehovah takuachia. Atamini kan kuachia. Brother, never by them hand that's ever feeding you. Uta lose everything. Atakidogo ukonayo. Remember, love and respect is all we need, brother.
She's spitting, going hard.
Look at in 4 languages
too, and in 4 languages.
Big up to MC Yala. She's like the you know, the main female artist actually of East African Records, and it was really good. I mean, we managed to do like about 4 shows together as well. One in Kenya, which was really cool. You know, she's really good performer as well, and super nice person as well. You know.
Wow, let's check out
a little bit of chat room.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, what you were gonna say?
Well, just hopefully this segues together. But people in the chat room were asking about if Musicoin could be helpful, and I'm just thinking like for this music that's coming out, they're probably doing way more work, right? If they're already doing shows and putting out music in that area. Then to upload this stuff to Musicoin and get some extra money would be easy.
Yeah, it's definitely something that I want to do. Yeah, I mean, like I said, to be honest, I only found out about Musicoin in the past couple of weeks because of Neil, you know. So it's definitely something that, you know. I mean, to be honest, if he was even doing more shows, then I could even link you up with them to you could speak to them directly, and that might be a good.
Yeah, we could, and I think, I know we're almost at the end of this season, but I have a feeling that we might do another season. It seems like a lot of people are happy with it. People are participating more. Each season we get like more real serious. You know what I mean? Like we're really making more of an impact in the discussion.
So we've gone good, man. We've gone deep this. But yeah, I think what might be good. Obviously, like I said, that Joe's just introduced to this, and that'd be an interesting thing to see what develops out of this, or maybe you know. I mean, obviously we're talking about the phone. I mean, I don't know how much I'm meant to be saying about phone stuff with Musicoin, but isn't it meant to be there's some development coming up further down the line? There's going to be a lot on a mobile phone.
I heard some of the developers are already beta testing the app.
Yeah, so that's the sort of thing that you need, I'd say, for that environment, a decent mobile phone app.
I have been able to use Musicoin and the player on my phone now. Yes. So you're already able to use it on your phone. Yeah, but it's not like an app per se, where most people want like an app on their phone. But you can use it now on your phone. Yeah.
You can use it on your phone if you're connected to Wi-Fi, not 3G or 4G.
Oh, no, listen to this. When I first was testing it out, like when they first started making it better again for the phone, I didn't have my Wi-Fi on because I was thinking of like other sites, right?
Yeah.
And at this point in time, Musicoin is using audio file quality, right? So a day later, I got a message my data ran out. And I'm like, what's up with my data plan? I'm like calling my phone company, this and that. It turns out just one day of playing Musicoin on my phone without Wi-Fi, like Asterios said, it's downloading in such high quality that you got to be on Wi-Fi or you will use up your data.
Yep.
So please use Wi-Fi for using the app for now until they switch to streaming.
That's only a couple more months. We definitely going to see this update, you know, which is great that we're talking about it now, because we have to, you know, prepare the family, the whole Musicoin community, and all of the artists that's looking to get signed up now. You know, is the app is on its way. It's being tested. It's
another thing in the chat room. People are shouting out. They want to make sure everyone knows that you can embed music on your website. So Musicoin, some people are like, how do I go on the site and everything like that? I have a playlist right on my website. As soon as you go to my website, the first thing it automatically plays is my Musicoin playlist. So that is something y'all definitely should all know. You can share Musicoin links outside the Musicoin website, and you can embed them and make playlists and share other Musicoin artists. Actually, I keep a playlist of just mad different genres. So like you're saying, music from Africa, Asterios is on there. Before I even met Asterios, I just look on Musicoin and I look for interesting I try to have as much different genres as possible. And it's funny, I noticed a few days ago that I was in the top 3 songs played last week, right? And I'm usually promoting my latest single, but I wasn't promoting this Chapter 2 song that's one of the most played. And I thought about it. This is the song that's on my playlist. So by helping other artists getting played on my playlist, all these artists listening to the same playlist are also playing my song. So playlists are a great way to become not just promoting yourself, but also promoting other artists, and we all benefit. And that's right now on Musicoin. That's not something you have to wait for. It's only going to get better.
And once again, you know, bringing it back to, you know, East Africa, you know, the East African records, with these artists that we're seeing in this documentary, you know, imagine now having their music on Musicoin and now put on the playlist, and how that would benefit their studio that they are, I mean, blowing up too, because I see how they all come together. It's a lot of artists that you got on this documentary. I definitely encourage everyone to watch this full documentary. Check out all of the artists.
Is the link below? Is it? Is the link on the?
Yeah, the link should be in the description. Yep, YouTube, right there.
DJ. Oh yeah, my YouTube channel's on there. Yeah, it's on my YouTube channel. Yeah.
I don't see the screen anymore.
I'm out to share the screen now. Let's check out some more of the artists.
Okay.
Yo, this is Blessed Sunday straight out of Eastern Uganda. Sorority, straight original Gangangali. Yo, I record with East African Records. And right now, I'm working on a project with Joe Moocha, straight out of London. Me I tell you some fire blaze. Yes, I do reggae dancehall. Everything when the sky falls, we bring earth.
He said we bring earth to quake with music.
Yeah.
Oh, dropping bombs out here.
And I think he's beating you on the dreads there, Pop. Yeah.
So yeah, this is Blessed Sun. This is the first time I went to Uganda last year. He took me all around Kampala and showed me what was going on. And like, it's really, basically he was at the studio. I was there for 2 months. He was at the studio every day.
Wow.
If I was inside recording with another artist, he'd be outside, listening to music, writing, and just waiting to get in there. You know, he's like a beast. He's an animal. And he's relentless. We've done 25 tunes together or something.
Wow.
We've got an album coming out as well at some point.
Let's check them out. Let's check them spit.
Stop every right them wrong. Poor situation, education. Mama, she are dead in a hospital. Now me I tell you, me not political. No place to sleep, no shelter, no food to eat. Members say a fool is a fool. Whether him a gone to school. Why him a sit on the stool and bow down to divide and rule. Watch your way, you might lose it out there. In a middle of the night, we better stay clear. Camera my way.
Oh, he sounds like a political rapper.
Yeah, it's very political, a lot of his tunes as well. But I'd say like you know, like a lot of the tunes that he's got actually on the album are about, and a lot of, not just him actually, all the artists trying to address like political things that are going on in Uganda and East Africa all over, because you know, like a lot of the times we don't really hear about the fact that it's just ongoing civil war, tribal war.
Is there a lot of censorship over there?
Well, this is
risky for him to be rapping like that?
It's a thing that's happened in the past week or so.
It's interesting. It's interesting because what's happened is what's been happening over the last. I mean, basically, the situation, right? Without going on ranting on too much. Situation in Uganda is that you have a President Museveni who overthrew Idi Amin in 1986 in a massive, basically a people's revolution, right? But you know, like a lot of these people, is whatever he was in the beginning became something else, you know. And even though he's been elected 4 or 5 times, the elections have always been quite corrupt. You know, he's also, as well as being the president, he's in charge of the army. So there's a lot of suspicion and corruption around the guy. And what's happened is there's a really famous dancehall singer called Bobby Wine, right? He's very well known in Uganda, and he became a member of the parliament last year. And his whole thing was he wasn't part of either the opposition or the ruling party. He was independent, and he started his own little movement.
Oh, cool.
He's referred to as the ghetto president.
Ghetto
president. First and foremost, people knew him as a singer, as a dancehall singer, you know. So he already had some kind of kudos, you know.
And you said his music was also like, you know, political and conscious.
Yeah. His music is kind of conscious music as well, you know. Anyway, what's happened was a couple of months ago, the government they tried to bring in a tax on social media. Now, like I said, everyone uses the phones, and they have a special tariff there where you can get more time for WhatsApp, Twitter, and Facebook, right? So the main thing that everyone uses is WhatsApp. Everyone communicates through WhatsApp. Now, they tried to bring in this tax, and he was very vocal against it, right? He was basically he was saying the reason that government trying to stop it is because they don't want people. There's a lot of talk about the constitution being changed so that this guy Museveni can be elected again for the 7th time in 2021, and a lot of people are not happy about it. Now, what's happened in the last 5 days actually was he's been basically set up by the army, and
really?
he's been arrested.
Oh.
his driver was shot dead in front of him.
Wow.
And now he's on trial for treason.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a real crazy situation.
They didn't like that. They didn't like somebody chosen by the people for the people.
Well, this is it, and this is a big slogan now: people power, ghetto president, people power. So it's interesting, you know. Like if you Google Bobby One, BOBI1, you'll see the whole situation that's unfolding. Yeah, you know.
They say the people are saying we want our ghetto president. That's my president.
That's exactly what they're saying. He's my president. That's what a lot of people are saying, you know.
Free my president.
Yeah.
I mean, this is where the blockchain and stuff like that does come into it. And like I think Asterios was saying earlier on about if you're controlling that sort of, you know, the corporations trying to control it, it's the same with the government's trying to control it.
Yep.
So it is that's the interesting thing with all this technology. Is it going to stay free, or like they're trying to do the net neutrality thing and all that sort of stuff? And
it also reminds me what. Go ahead, my bad.
I was just going to say, even just they're taking loads of shows down off YouTube. Like we had the Alex Jones.
Exactly.
I mentioned that a couple of weeks ago. We all agree that Alex Jones is an absolute. See you next Tuesday is the word. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. But you know. They are taking down all sorts of shows now, not just Alex Jones. Because
it's true.
You almost, you know, you do need some, you know, and there's an argument.
He should still have the right to be crazy or do whatever he wants to do, right?
Well, again, it's that thing with the platforms. You know, they almost Asterios again was saying earlier on. It's like it's almost there only is like one YouTube. You know,
right?
It almost is becoming like that's one big way to communicate. So. Yeah, should it be a utility where it is freedom for all, or is it just a corporate thing that they can take?
And you I'm proud of our series this season because every show we've touched on the deeper implications of music, right? Yeah. And like this is a perfect reason why when people are like, oh, well, some music's just for entertainment and this and that, I'm like, no. Like I become more and more opposed to people even mentioning that around me. Like I don't care how crazy. And this is a perfect example. You look at Bobby Wine, right? Okay, so they call him the ghetto president. He actually gets a position in the government. Yeah. He's gaining more power. He's representing what's best for the people, right?
Independent.
And then they're targeting him and attacking him. Now, let me ask you a question. Just throwing a question out there. You think they're not aware of this in America and Great Britain, around the world, that musicians gain popular opinion like that and have figured out a way without going through the voting process and all these other controlled
ways to That's what I'm talking about, the YouTube thing. That's just a little stuff of that. Yeah, no, it is, yeah.
And you think these governments and corporations aren't proactively preventing us from being aware of that power? So every time you tell an artist, hey, it's not, this is just entertainment, well, some music political and this and that, you're actively helping the agenda of people who want to shut down you and everyone else being aware that music is a powerful tool of having more voices in the public discussion than just the ones that come top down.
Yeah. I mean, a good example of that is in what's been happening in the UK, probably the last 5 years, probably the last 10 years, is if you're promoting an event now in London, you have to, well, it's all over the UK actually, but I think more so in London, you have to state the nature of the music, the type of music, what type of people be attending. Now, what it's been used as a lot of times is definitely profiling racially and socially, like certain kinds of music and associating certain kinds of music, like the whole grime thing as well. Like the whole grime.
The police wanted it brought in. It was specifically against grime concerts because they didn't want, like groups of, well, it wasn't just black kids. It's more like I'd say it's black kids, but it's urban kids, it's working class kids.
Yeah.
So it's a mix, but they wanted, and they would refuse licenses for certain shows. Not your nice. They're not going to do that for a classical music show, but but they don't know ghetto presidents playing.
Basically, yeah. So even in a country like which is supposed to be a lot, you know, it's all very well to point a finger at, you know, African countries and say, oh, look what's going on over here. It's happening everywhere. It's happening in this country, you know, and it's supposed to be a democracy, you know, and I'm sure that you got similar things in the States and all over the place taking, you know, going on.
I love that the chat room is loving this conversation. They saying this is revolutionary. They're saying music is political. This is our power. This is why decentralized music on the blockchain is key. And I want to say there's only 11 likes on the Musicoin TV channel right now for this episode that's live. So anybody who's watching live, hit that like button, pound that like button.
21 last week. We need to beat that.
Yeah.
21.
Let's show the world that music and blockchain are powerful and that there's enough support out there that this is a healthy thing. It's nothing to be scared of, unless it's only a few of us, in which case that's scary. Why isn't we participating? We need to all be participating because it's open to everybody.
The bigger it gets, the more they will be shutting it down now or controlling it. That's the thing. Like I said, we're at the start now. I remember the early days of the internet. It was like that. It was some anarchist freedom sort of, you know, feeling in the early 90s. It was like, wow, this is like, even like the early chat message boards, there was a certain revolutionary sort of thing about it. Obviously now there's, you know, it's been more and more controlled.
What's interesting is that some of the people from those early days ended up becoming very financially healthy and sustainable, right? From more of the like decentralized roots of the internet, they went on to be the go-to people and have fortunes. And I feel like I kind of see that happening now, where usually like in the stock market and stuff like that, I felt left out. I'm already starting to make more money with Musicoin, and then through Musicoin is a healthy model of crypto. Let's say that right now. There's already some very dysfunctional, like mercenary coins and blockchain uses out there, right? The pump and dumps and the scams, right? But through Musicoin, you attach to other healthy, sustainable things, which are communities like this, where we have a show that's broadcasting every week. We have serious discussions. We have artists tipping each other and having conversations. So I'm already feeling good about making money. And so I'm already starting to make money with other cryptocurrency investments because I'm coming from this healthy background. So I feel like this is a time where getting in now, you're gonna be in groups of people who are doing it in a healthy way, and those relationships hopefully will maintain over the next few decades, even when more of the corporate people come in and do what they do, which is take over as much as they can as soon as it becomes sustainable.
Guys, through Musicoin, I cooperated with people and I recorded, you know, Rhodes and piano in their songs. Like DJs.
I love your Rhodes. I love listening to your Rhodes, man.
Thank you, man. Yeah. But this is the point. Like, how I would otherwise meet these people if it wasn't in Musicoin?
Yeah.
And it's not Musicoin. It's like the forum. This is why we have to speak a little bit about the forum.
Yeah. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes.
Like some of the updates from the forum.
The forum is there. Is working it's working very well. And the you know, people have to find out about it because it's very useful. They can ask whatever they want there. I mean, even from sharing their music there, that they have to share the music there because people will see it.
A new design. It looks
new design.
I haven't seen that design yet.
Yes.
Every day we make it better because I'm responsible for the forum now. For every small detail or if there is bugs or something.
Stepping up, brother. Stepping up, brother.
So there is many ways to share your music or ask questions about everything, and sooner or later, like the same day, somebody will answer to your question of how things are working. And everything you can imagine. I mean, about the wallet. I mean, you can ask everything, and somebody will answer you. If I don't know the
questions, let me ask you a question. Can you click on Vote for Artist of the Week real quick? Can we show them that?
Shout out to the Artist of the Week.
So we go for week 30. We go down and we see this ended 7 days ago, right?
Yep.
So the winner was, who was the winner?
Guys, I'm not following this. I have only...
for this one.
So there were 5 artists. Let's shout them out. We have Tomas, we have Ugo Chill, we have PQB, we have Deep Me Soul SA, and we have Tangent of a Dream. Now, if you go back to the main Musicoin page, we should see the artist of the week on the main page, right? If you click on nav, musicoin.org, nav stream, and now we see Mind Insight. And this is something I've been wanting to ask about. A lot of times I'll go to the Artist of the Week forum, and then I'll go to my main page and I'll see a different artist there. And I know I'm a Musicoin host, ambassador and everything, but I have no idea why that is. Can somebody explain that to me? Why is there a different artist on my main page? And it's on yours too, which I just saw.
Guys, in the last 2 weeks, there was some problems. That we had to fix some bugs.
So it wasn't just me. Okay.
No. It was 2 weeks about trying to get a bug out. There was some logging in problems. So in the last week, it's working perfectly.
And this is why, as a community, we have to use teamwork. Because the reason I went is because, you know, I run a Musicoin playlist, right?
Yep.
And what I decided to do, instead of just randomly picking people that I found on the forum, I want to start using whoever the community votes for Artist of the Week. So I went to the Artist of the Week, but then I saw a different artist on the page, and I said, which one do I add on the playlist? So that means from now on, I can just go to the vote Artist of the Week, right? And I can add those artists, and that'll catch up with the main page.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, you can only access forum if you are connected to the platform, and that's normal. I mean, you log in the platform, and there is the button. You click on it, and you get to the forum.
Right here. So the button is right next to your profile.
Yes.
Picture. I don't know if they can see it, but it's right up.
Yes, we see it.
Right. And you brings you right to it.
Because a few weeks ago, you just repaired that, right? There was a few weeks ago where I remember I couldn't log into the forum just by being in. And now if I'm logged into Musicoin, I can go straight into the forum without any extra login.
Yes, there is information that everybody has to know. If you go back to your platform, and you go to your profile.
Okay, so you go to your profile.
Yeah, you go to your avatar. You click your avatar.
You click your pic.
You go my profile.
My profile.
On the left.
Wait, go back. You went too fast.
My bad.
Pup, you got the granny for speeding. You passed the speed. All right, so we logged in. We go to our picture. We click on my profile.
You go on the left column where it's your email. So where it says email for password authentication, you have to put your email that you're connected with. Okay. If you are connected with Facebook, you have to put there your email that you're connected in Facebook. That's how it works now.
Okay, but then how do you click into the forum from here?
If you are connected with the right email, then you click on next to the avatar to the forum button.
Okay, so let's go back up to the right.
And you're connected to the right forum. Yep.
Simple.
Yeah, it's very simple. Automatically.
Okay. So you're saying the first time, just make sure you put in your email address.
Yes, because if you put, if you try it, if the email addresses don't match, you get a problem of logging in.
Okay. Gotcha.
But it's not a problem. I mean, it says you have to have the same email there, and everything works fine.
Okay.
Anyway,
you should be playing the keys while you're giving this advice, man. It should be like, why are you giving you when you're on hold. You know when you're on hold on the phone line, you're getting like tech advice. You should be Jazzy Rhodes while that'd be cool, man.
But thank you, bro. Like, you've been doing a lot of work, and we're gradually improving. It's funny because you always hear people talking about, well, Musicoin doesn't do this yet and that yet, and they're comparing us to like streaming platforms that have been operating for like 10 years, and we're in our second year. You know what I'm saying? So I love how
it's weird because
all the developers that are doing a lot of work, just keeping it on that level where people are having high expectations.
Yeah. I mean, when people say to me, you know, how I'm gonna get the money, I mean, I talk to them about Musicoin and the platform, blah blah blah, and the first thing they ask me is like, and how I'm getting the money, and I'm saying to them, man, you haven't even uploaded a song yet. Why do you ask me how do you get them? You know, it's crazy.
I've seen you.
That's the first question Joe asked me. Yeah, where's the fucking money?
I've seen you talking about that on social media. And I've seen like you have a good sense of humor, but I see your frustration too, where you're like, yo, these people. And it's funny because all of my friends, or I say 90% of my friends on Musicoin are just frustrated with talking to people. Because it's so much easier than people think it is, that it's just like, I can't even talk to you. I'm so mad that you have a problem with this. But I just we all have to be patient with people, right? We all have to say, look, if you can do Spotify, Apple, YouTube, any of those, you can definitely do Musicoin. And guess what? If it does for some reason take you 5 days to figure it out and you're actually committed to it like anything you care about it, then it's still going faster than the money's taking you on all these other platforms.
Of course.
It's paying you more and it's paying you faster. So even if it did take you longer to learn, which it shouldn't, if you're actually sitting there, not like, oh, it's blockchain, blah, blah, blah. Like there's a difference between like, and there's a difference between, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. And it's just like a calculator or anything. Like you don't have to go to the library. You don't have to dig in a diamond mine. You don't have to conversate with your parents-in-law. It's all right on your freaking computer. You can log in, log out, do trial and error. Like, stop being lazy. Get your money. It's here.
Talk to him.
There we go. Look, wait, look. Hopefully we recorded that. That should go on the website. That was the rant of like,
Right. You know, it's funny though, like I've been giving advice to, like that's one of the things I do. I give advice to young artists and upcoming artists, right? And sometimes like artists older than me who aren't like making money yet. And I was doing that like this last week, and I was chilling with Pup. And shout out to the new Musicoin Love track coming soon. We ain't gonna talk about it, but stay tuned for that. So we was working on the track, and then like people was hitting me up for advice, right? And Pup was like, stop. And I was like, what? He was like, yo, you got to start charging people. Because, like, if they want to make it an issue, like, I don't know how to do this. Like,
I don't know. They want you to hold their hand.
Yeah, like, okay, for $100, I will help you deposit money in Musicoin and start selling your music if you need someone to explain it to you.
Yeah. We got to explain the whole blockchain, the way it works, and got to give a whole tutorial on it. Like, man,
it's something that you can do on your own, but it's also like to anybody out there. If you do something that's easy to you, remember it is harder for other people. And like, we can like, for whatever fair compensation, whatever's fair to you, like you can take the opportunity to say, look, I'll walk you through it. Or if you pay me as a consultant, I'll do that. You know what I mean? But it is on one side, it's easier than you think. On one side for newbies, I just want to know it's way easier than you think. And for people who are fed up with the newbies, please be more patient with like walking people through it.
We'll just give him self-suffice's number, so you might get some call like for in the morning.
Straight up. And he has zero patience for you. So.
Yeah, he's got 24-hour helpline. He's gone.
So fellas, we going on an hour and a half. We going on with an hour and a half with the show, and I definitely want to wrap it up with the time because the family has been watching, and they definitely want to get some closing words and on how I want to start with Joe Moocha. As far as after everything you've heard, with us talking about Musicoin. Do you get a better feel of, passing this on to your connection with these African kids, and you can share this information with them better?
Definitely. I mean, like I've already shared it on a few groups on Facebook, and I've kind of let the word out to the people in Kampala as well. So I'm definitely want to promote it because it just makes sense, because the more people are listening, you know, it keeps it moving and keeps it building, you know. And to be honest, I don't totally understand what you were just talking about. I don't totally understand the but I'm going to try and look into the whole thing. It's kind of new to me, but anything where I'm sat down with like-minded people like yourselves and we're communicating, and anything that's bringing us all, you know, together like in that way, it's got to be, it's good, you know. And I'm really glad, you know, to be at the beginning of the journey of getting involved in it. Hopefully, you know.
Most def. So we can expect, you know, more music being uploaded to your Musicoin profile, possibly from East African Records.
Definitely, yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah, man.
That's what's up. I want to end with Asterios, because he's going to end with some keys.
Can I just say something as well, just before we finish this?
Yeah, I was gonna go to
that's cool,
next, and then we'll end with Asterios. So, you know, any last closing words from our brother CW?
No, well, I just want to say first off, thanks for Joe for coming on. Yeah, it'd be good for like maybe if we get a next season, if we're back. Yeah,
I agree.
And then we can have a little refresh, see where we are with all the sort of stuff.
Right.
I want to say big shouts out to Asterios, because I see your name so much. I know you're doing so much stuff. So I do want to say, like what we were saying just now, thank you for all the work that you're doing. I know you're really like in there doing it, and it can be frustrating doing all this stuff. I can understand, like, sometimes it can be a thankless task, because people are like, oh, why ain't this working? Why ain't this? And you're like, I'm trying, I'm doing it. I know you're juggling loads of things. You do loads of stuff. So big ups to you. All right. You got any good links to some really good rare Greek funk records that I can get off you?
I will put that in the forum.
All right. Let me know some
stuff.
Greek funk, yeah?
Okay.
Greek funk.
So you think people should be in the forum? Bottom line, right? People need
to. Bottom line is that if they want to, it's that button there, that it's another world, that they can go there and have, you know, ask all the questions they want, because if they get in there, they will feel the need to ask questions instead of trying to find solutions, try to find answers in the internet, Google them, you know, anywhere, getting any answers.
Yeah, we have a community.
We have a community. There's a lot of people. There was, it's for me, I don't try to force people to get in the forum. I just, you know, like in the beginning with Musicoin, I was telling all my friends, like, get to Musicoin, do blah, blah, blah. Nobody was doing anything. When I didn't say anything to them, just start sharing my music in the Musicoin platform. Then slowly, you know, somebody will ask me, how do I do this? How do I sign up? How do I upload my music? So it's sometimes better, or it works better with Greek people, not to force them to do something, just, you know, they have to see it, so they imitate it, and they want their time, basically.
Most definitely. Hey, Self-Suffice, any last words for the family?
Yes, so I have a big question for everyone on the forum before we sign out. I have a question for, well, let's go with Joe, let's go with Neil, and then Asterios, and then Pup, okay? Joe, Neil, Asterios, and Pup. At the same time, I'll need everybody in the forum to chime in. And the question is this. There's been many times where I feel like a failure because I'm not like Jay-Z or a commercial artist, right? And even though I know that I'm not Jay-Z and I don't want to be anybody other than myself, there might be people in my life, my family, my friends, my community who say, you're not Jay-Z, or you're not whoever's on the radio now, right? Like, you're not, do you know Tekashi 6ix9ine or whatever? And I think a lot of artists go through this where we say, like, am I actually an artist? Like, am I a professional? Or is it like, I'm not a real artist? And so with everyone on the forum, I want you to say, number one, yes, have you ever felt like this before? Where no matter how great you felt your art was, and no matter how great your fans, you constantly question if you're a professional. And number two, do you think that Musicoin and the tools of today make it possible for you to actually be whatever you consider to be a real artist, a real professional, a real successful artist that wakes up with a smile on your face and goes, I am a professional artist?
You always have the longest question, so by the time you get to the end, I've forgotten the first part.
Yeah, I think that, well,
but the first is yes or no. Have you ever felt that way? Just yes,
yes,
or no? Then
every day. Every day of my life, you know. I mean, I think this is a constant thing, is that, you know, you always, but I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, because if you're just someone who's just like, oh, I'm wicked, I'm like Jay-Z and look at me and all that, then you're not really pushing yourself, are you, you know?
Yeah.
You know, especially, you know, if you've got only 30 Bitcoins or whatever, you know? Sorry, Bitcoins, you know what I mean?
30 Bitcoins to be all right.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah, no.
I don't know.
You can tell he's a newbie.
I'm told him,
yeah. 30 Bitcoin.
I'm told him you get $6,000 for each music coin.
You know, like, yeah,
he thinks he's going to be a millionaire.
I think that's normal. Also, you know, like a lot of work that I do, you know, to earn money, right? Besides, you know, what I do for the love of making music, you know, I work with a lot of artists and putting up sound systems and staging for bands, festivals and all that. And, you know, like anyone who'll come across who's really cocky in that, I don't respect them, you know, like even the people right at the top, like who are like really into their music, you know, not difference between being a music, you know, pushing your music and being a star, superstar or whatever, you know, if they're still trying to, make things better, like do this and push themselves, then they're doing the right, to me, that's like doing the right thing. So I think everyone should feel like that in some ways, you know, like, and, you know, all I can say about the internet is it took me years, right, I DJ for years, right, and I still love it. But at one point it was like, I need to start making my own beats and stuff as well. And it was a really slow and sometimes like really frustrating process for me, right? Partly because I was so arrogant when I was younger, I didn't want anyone to show me how to do it.
Right.
So I was like, no, step away. And I tried to do everything myself, right? Which on reflection was hard, right? But I've got to say that the internet helped me a lot, because now I'm not ashamed to say, if I have a problem, I will Google it and I'll go and have a look online and work out. And also, like now I've made music with people in Germany, Kenya, Uganda, United States, and all over the UK. And most of them, half of them I've never actually even met, but I've just communicated with them online. So yeah, that's it. I wouldn't have been doing any music probably, you know, in some ways. Yeah. Outside my little circle, if it wasn't for the internet. So I can only see that, you know, if we use it in a positive way, blockchain and all that is going to benefit everyone, you know.
How about you, Neil?
We always have doubts as an artist, you know. I mean, I feel that I am a professional artist though, and like I know my job that I do, the teaching and all that, that's part of what I bring to that. I mean, to be honest, everyone has doubts, and we've talked about this thing lots of times, is the thing in every artist has it where there's times you think, oh, I'm a fraud, or, oh, you know, you have periods when you're making stuff, you just like, this is amazing. And other days you're like, oh my God, this sounds awful. This sounds shit. Oh my God, what's happening to me? Oh, am I really good at doing this? Or what am I just, you know? And then, I don't know, it's a natural human thing. I think what Joe said is right, that if you think yourself is brilliant all the time, then you're obviously not, you know? Yeah. Even Prince did some shit tunes. He did a lot, you know? So like, you know, and like, I know for a fact, some of the people that I've met, and again, I'm like Joe, I've mixed in circles, so I've met loads of underground people, I've met some quite well-known people, and the ones I really respect, they always have a thirst and a love for new stuff, you know, and that's across all levels. The ones who just think that they know everything, no. The ones who I really respect, they're always searching out the new stuff or trying to find some new tune or some new way. You just need to be learning and moving all the time. If you are static, you're fucked.
Yeah,
that's all I want to say.
How about you, Asterios?
I don't know what professional artist or not means. I feel blessed that every day I wake up and I sit on my keyboard and I put my hands on and I can enjoy myself.
He said, you want to talk about professional artists? Let me show you.
And on that note,
and my answer would be yes and yes for both. And I would say on that note, can we get a closing play by Asterios? Yep. Can we see those keys work?
Okay.
I really want to see them fingers. I really want to see them
fingers. Check out the Musicoin t-shirt.
Check out the Musicoin t-shirt. Make sure if you are an artist, make sure you send your music videos to musicoin@musicoin.org. Once again, that's musicoin@musicoin.org. Send your music videos. If you are selected, there is a Musicoin reward in it. So let's get those videos sent. Now sit back and relax and enjoy the sound. MC play. We will see you next week. Make sure you subscribe.
Every Sunday.
Every Sunday.
2 more Sundays. 2 more Sundays.
Let us know if you want a 3rd season. If you're interested in private consulting, DM us on Instagram. Affordable consulting to get you started. Hit up that forum. Let Asterios know you like his playing.
Close. Hit that like button. And we will see you next week on MC Plays.
Yeah!
Woo!
It's fucking smooth, man.
I was about to start putting some drums in there.